Joining us now is Michael O'Connell, a retired FDNY firefighter. Michael was part of the recovery operation at Ground Zero. Michael, welcome to the show, and I just want to start by saying thank you for everything you've done from that day on. We really appreciate your service.
Good morning, Hannah. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's talk about the moments and, of course, the months, the years that have followed that shaped your life as you take a look back at this tragic day, once again, that happened almost 23 years ago.
Yeah, it's quite overwhelming to think this how far away we are. I'm still here, thank God, in comparison to many people that aren't. Many of my crew, we lost 343 firemen that day, amongst thousands of innocent human beings. So it was important that we went and continued to fight for the 9/11 community.
Yeah, I was on the ground that day for many weeks to come. The attack themselves took so much from us as a country. But how did your work at Ground Zero impact your health?
Well, being down there for so long, me amongst many others wound up getting sick from the toxic air we were breathing in down there. I wound up coming down with a rare autoimmune disease called sarcoidosis in 2007, which ultimately led to me having to leave the job that I love.
And you've talked about your push for medical support that you need and have made with additional support. What else do firefighters and other first responders still need from our government?
We just really need their support in recognizing that this isn't going away. We're a fragile community that's dwindling. Each year, my crew has a ceremony where we ring the bell and read the names of the many men and women that are still passing away from the effects of that day and the months that passed. And they're still sick, they're still getting sick, and they're still dying. So we need their support. That we had this bill passed in 2090, that they hold true to that word, and they keep the funding going and keep the health care coming for those that need.
Michael, how are you feeling today, almost 23 years later?
I have my moments, I have my challenges, because it never goes away. But like I said, 23 years later, I'm one of the lucky ones. I'm still here. I still have my wife and my 3 children, the many people that I love in my life, and I still get to have the ability to go and travel to Washington and fight for the 9/11 community. So in comparison to many others that not just lost their lives that day, but we're averaging 300 to 400 first responders a year that are losing their lives to 9/11 cancers and other ailments. So I can't think of myself. I'm completely fine.
This is just heartbreaking because you're our heroes, and to see our heroes being treated like this, why do you think it's been so hard to gain support from the government, even almost 2 decades later?
I could only think of one word, and that's the almighty dollar. That's all it comes down to. And where's the money coming from, and how are we funding this? And we heard so many things about this being a New York problem. This isn't a New York problem. This is a nationwide problem. People came from all over the country, all over the world to help us, not just during the search and recovery efforts, but also the cleanup efforts. And that went on for 8 months. And it's disheartening to think that, just like our military, that we wouldn't have their back. We should have not just first responders back, but anybody that lived down there, went to school down there, worked down there. We sent babies back to their classrooms, and here they are 23 years later getting sick.
It's really hard to comprehend. What do you want people to know about your fellow firefighters, those that are still on the job and those that we lost on September 11th and ever since then?
You sign on to a world of civil service, so you know what you're getting yourself into. I can't tell you, I've met so many of these men and women that are true heroes, and that's what they are. I mean, children put on TV every day, and I love sports. They idolize these athletes, and they idolize these movie stars. They should go to a firehouse. They should go to a precinct. They should go to a jail cell one day and see a correction officer, an iron worker, a steel worker. They should, ask their parents to give them a little bit of a history as to, what built this country, and most importantly, what built back the city after, we were under attack.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.